For every new law or rule created, 10 existing ones must be removed. This is meant to cut down on bureaucracy. If a new tax rule is added, the government must eliminate 10 older tax regulations, making the system simpler. Government agencies are shrinking their workforce to save money and increase efficiency. U.S. embassies are reducing staff, which may make visa processing slower. Government funding for diversity programs is being cut, meaning fewer resources for minority groups. A federal grant that funded diversity training in public universities may no longer be available. If a country taxes U.S. products at a high rate, the U.S. will do the same to their goods. If China places a 25% tax on American cars, the U.S. will charge the same tax on Chinese cars. The U.S. wants to create a savings and investment fund using profits from natural resources. If the government earns billions from oil drilling, that money could be invested instead of being spent immediately. Businesses pay less in taxes, encouraging them to invest and hire more workers. A major tech company may open a new factory in the U.S. instead of overseas due to lower taxes. The federal government will only recognize 2 genders, male and female, on official documents. Passports will no longer have a non-binary gender option. The government is making fertility treatments like IVF more accessible. Couples struggling to conceive might get financial assistance for IVF treatments. Federal funding for abortion services is being cut, and states now have more power to regulate abortion laws. Some states may ban abortion entirely, while others might keep it legal. Increased spending on border security, stricter immigration rules, and faster deportations. More border patrol officers and new security technology to prevent illegal crossings. The government is speeding up the process of removing illegal immigrants. A person living in the U.S. without legal status could be deported more quickly than before. More funding for military expansion, advanced weapons, and defense technology. The U.S. may develop new fighter jets or missile defense systems. The U.S. is increasing domestic oil and gas production to lower energy costs. More drilling in states like Texas and Alaska, leading to cheaper gas but environmental concerns. Previous environmental regulations are being removed to boost industries like coal and oil. Companies may no longer be required to limit carbon emissions. The government is reducing financial support for renewable energy sources like wind and solar power. A solar panel company that once received federal grants may now struggle to compete with oil and gas. Parents can use public funding to send their kids to private or charter schools. A low-income family can receive financial assistance to send their child to a private school instead of a public one. Schools that require COVID vaccinations for students could lose federal funding. A university that mandates vaccines might lose government grants. Hospitals and insurance companies must clearly display prices for treatments and services. Instead of hidden fees, patients can compare costs before choosing a hospital.